Okay, students, what you're going to do is open Photopea. You're going to start a new project. You can use, change your inches here to 8.5 by 11. And then there you go, push create. There you have your photo here. And then what you're going to do is you are going to make sure you have your background layer here. And you are going to upload an image to begin to create your design. What you can do if you don't have an image is you can use your camera to take a picture of yourself, and or you can just Google side profile. But I would prefer if you went ahead and got a image based off of your own portrait. So I'm going to screenshot that there. I'm going to put it in Photopea. Alright, so I have this image here. I am going to select all to make sure I copy and paste the whole image over to our new project. So I'm going to drag it to our project here. And now what I'm going to do is turn the picture around. So I'm going to highlight the whole image, getting our black and white ribbon here by going to Command A, or for you on a Chromebook, it may be Control A, because I'm on a Mac, so the keys are a bit different. But you're going to highlight the whole image. You are going to then flip horizontally. So now you have it where you can take her face off and separate the front of her face from her head so that you can get the design that you're looking for. So what I want to do too here is give some space so that we can separate her face. We're going to go use the, I wanted you to use the lasso tool. So let's see if we can find a similar tool in Photopea that's very similar to the lasso tool, like you would have in Photoshop. Let me see here. Let's try the magic replace. Let's see if they'll allow us to take a portion here. And you really want to go slow enough where you just highlight her face. Okay, we're going to Command C or Control C, copy and paste. So now we have her face in a separate layer. You see I go over here and put her face here. And I'm going to go up here to the cursor tool, and I'm going to separate her face off here. Perfect. Now that we've done this. I zoomed in a little bit so I can get more specific with what I'm doing. I'm going to use the eraser tool, which is here. Eraser tool. And I'm going to begin to erase her face. But what I want you to notice is I'm going to go back to the layer where her whole face is to begin to erase her face. Because if I start to erase her face right here in the face tool, you're not going to see anything. Only when I go back to the original image, and if I begin to erase here, you're going to see that I'm going to take off this portion here of her face because we have removed this with the image that we have copied and pasted. And if you want to get a backdrop to fill in this space here, what you can do is use the eyedropper tool. I also want to erase this portion here. There we go. All right, now so now we have separated her face, the front of her face here, her profile from her head. Now we're going to go to the eyedropper tool, get the color here, this like grayish tool, go over now to the paint bucket tool, and we're going to fill in these spaces here so that we can get some continuity, smooth it out. Go back to the eraser tool. Be careful. We don't want to erase it where we just have these. So here's a trick here. All right, we're not just using the eraser tool. To make it easier, we're going to use the smudge tool. There we go. So we just smudge that out to kind of smooth some things out here because we don't want harsh lines. So now that I've used the smudge tool, we can kind of work on blending some of these spaces in so that we don't really have these large gaps in the design. So things don't look smooth. We want a smooth transition from her face. Go back to the face tool to fix her face up as well, so it's a smooth transition. Using the smudge tool, which I have right over here, smudge tool, just in case you forget what I'm doing. You're going to smooth these areas out so that this is really a smooth transition from this gap over here on her head here over to her face. Now what we want to do is we are going to actually bring some butterflies in to fill in this gap. I'm going to go back to the face area, move her face, go back to the cursor, shift this out a little bit further so we can really get a transition here. So it looks like her face is coming off and, butterflies are going to come out. So just as we got the side profile of the human, we're going to go in and we're going to get some butterflies. All right. So I can screenshot this here. Wait, I don't want that. I want the butterflies to like they're flying. So we really want to make sure we get like the side profile of the butterflies flying out of her face. Let's see here. There's a grouping of butterflies, or there's this butterfly here. So I'm going to take this butterfly. Just like so. I don't want to take the plant. Take that butterfly there. Go back to Photopea. File, open. And then I'm going to bring in the butterflies. Just like this. All right. Now I brought the butterfly in. And I really only want the butterfly. I don't want the background. So I'm going to just highlight the areas that I want. Or instead of just using this magic replace tool, there's also a quick selection. Almost like in, see, there's a quick selection. Like in Photoshop where you have the magnetic lasso or, magnetic magic wand. Tools like those. Where you can just quickly get the area that you want, copy, paste. Now what I'm going to do is drag this right back. Now that I have the image by itself, you can tell because the layer here is layer 1. I'm going to take this image, bring it right back over to our area that we're working in. And now I'm going to resize this butterfly and put them on the inside of the gap area that is the separation. I'm going to place it into the separation once I retransform the size. Retransform, make this smaller. And now they're going to look like they're flying out of, I'm going to hit the enter button. And I am going to duplicate or clone stamp. Let's see, is there a clone stamp in Photopea? There should be. There's a stamp here. I don't know if it works the same way as in Photoshop. But look, I've clone stamped the butterfly, and now I'm bringing in pieces of the design here, just like so. So now I've used the clone to do that. I'm going to go back up here, do the same thing I just did down there, and I'm going to bring in the design of the butterfly, just like so. Now I have multiple butterflies. Another way to do this, instead of using the clone stamp, Of course, I can just duplicate this layer over and over. And now I have tons of butterflies because I just went ahead and duplicated the layer. So it says here layer copy. I can type in duplication. Or I can just say, well, duplication. There we go. Butterflies. And I want to change the way that the butterflies appear. Free transform. I'm going to bring some of them like so. And I want them to be a little bit smaller. So we have a variance of size of the butterflies flying through. And I can just duplicate it again multiple times over. And now here we have all of these butterflies. Again, if I want to just change the rotation of them, just like this, they're coming out of her head. I can copy paste more butterflies. So this is what I want you to do for this assignment. I really want you to take some time and create this look that I'm showing you here. A whole new design of a concept where you are working to change the way an image is perceived. So maybe someone says to you they want to create the idea of isolation or feeling separated or an out of body experience. And what you're going to do is then take an image of what that person is saying and you're going to separate their face from the cranium here. So, and then you get this design where you've duplicated these butterflies over and over again. Here, let me see. Are these the larger butterflies? Yes, they are. There you go. So you can put those, they're like coming out of the face over and over again. If they're too large, go back into transform under edit, free transform. And then you can work on changing the size, changing the direction to fill in some of those gaps. Just like so. If you would actually like to say, you know what, I want butterflies to have a different positioning or different color butterflies, you can always come back over here and add in a butterfly that looks like this. Bring it right in Photopea. File, open. There you go. And then what you have is a new design of what you're looking for. A new positioning of the butterflies. Get the antenna here. Control, copy, paste. All right, so now we have this. For some reason, my computer is messing up a little bit. But now I'm going to take and bring this right over here. And now I have this butterfly. I can clean up the look. Background eraser on this butterfly. To just erase the outer edges that came out a little bit choppy. If you really want to work a little bit faster, you can always go to remove.bg to take off some of the backgrounds if you feel like this is too tedious, and do that as well for some of the backgrounds. All right, so we took that off right over here. For the antenna, or we can just clip this so it's smoother. All right, this is so large. Let's make it smaller. Free transform. Let's make this tinier. We can even flip the direction. See, these boxes here allow you to flip the direction of the butterfly. Or if you say this is not really working, you can still go in here and rotate. Oh, no, 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 no. We don't want to rotate the whole image. We just want to rotate this butterfly. All right. Let me change the name here. This is the new butterfly. All right. And I don't know why it does that, because I'm not even in the original layer. So when I go to free transform, it really shouldn't be transforming the whole image. It should literally just transform just this butterfly. Let me see here. There we go. And then this looks like it's going the wrong direction. Make sure it's going the correct direction. This butterfly is not behaving correctly. I'm almost tempted to delete this one because it's not doing what we want it to do. It should still be going in the same direction horizontally, from left to right. The butterfly should still be flying off to the right. So I'm going to delete this one. I don't like the way that looks. And then I'm going to go back to the original copy of these three here. I'm going to get the clone stamp. And I'm just going to I just want to do one butterfly. And I'm going to separate the face a little bit further before we do this. There we go. So we really look like we have... here we go. Some butterflies coming off into a far off place. This is this many. I really want more of these. I'm going to copy and paste the layer, produce some more, just like this. If I want to change the way that the color of the butterflies appear, you can always try to go in here. You can either get more butterflies from the internet, or you can try to do like a gradient overlay. And you can change the color of your gradient. Double click, we get gradient overlay, open this up, click here, and you can start to change some of the, see that I changed the color with the gradients of their butterflies. You can do that and soften the opacity, and change the way it blends, color blend, so they look a little bit different. Color burn, I'm sorry, so they look different. You can do a soft lighting, so then they have the soft lighting. So you can get a little bit of variation between different types of butterflies. So you just go over here. I think for the Chromebooks, you need to right click. I'm just going to double click into this space over here in the layer. Then I'm going to click gradient overlay. And then you see there that the gradient has come inside the butterflies, come towards, like has filled the butterflies with different colors. So that's part of the color gradient that you can work on with that. So I'm lightening some of them up. And you can even move them around to be over here. And I like the way that that one looks. So you can, again, duplicate the layer. Then bring those here. it's so many things you can do with Photopea and Photoshop to really give you the idea that you know what you're looking for. Um, Now I've duplicated the layer. Where did those go? The duplication. Duplicated the layer. These already had here. Hmm. Oh, let me see. We can always go back to see where I put the new 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't look like I can spot any new creation of butterflies. So maybe I didn't duplicate it well enough. Let's try again. Duplicate layer. All right. So there's more. Make sure you're always in the new layer to move around what you've created. Those are already there. Keeps jumping around. It's from wrong layer to wrong layer. I like that better there. This one here. This goes there. There they are. They were sitting on top of these here. Okay. So also be mindful to create direction when you're working in art. You really want it to be that you're going smaller as they go away and they're going like into a specific direction. So they're kind of like swooping off in this motion here. So they shouldn't just be in a line. Make sure it swoops off into the distance. Let's see here. Okay. And now I'm going to move our original image where her shoulders sit at the beginning here. And then now I have the face right in here as well. Make sure the butterflies are not going too far overlapping her face, but it almost looks like they're emerging from the abyss back here. And what you can do as well, get your paintbrush tool, go to the swatches down here, get a darker color, maybe like a black, but not, go right over here to about a RGB scale of 29, 30, 32. And then what you can do is turn off all of these here so you can see where you're going to begin to color in. Turn this off as well. And you're going to color in this area here to create almost like a hollowing. Let's go back to the original design. Don't draw on the wrong layer like I just did. Because if you draw on the wrong layer, it's going to show up over there. Make sure you're going to curve the line out like so. And then you're going to begin to fill this in here. So color inside the lines. Just like this. And then get the paint bucket. And you're going to do this. Do it multiple times so you don't have any whiting around the edges. See right here? I don't like that. So I'm going to go further. My paint bucket tool is not highlighted anymore. It looks as though that some pieces are missing. Go back to your paintbrush and then just color these here. You don't want these to be here. I just zoom in and out of the design so that I can make sure that I have a crisp look to the design. All right, now let's turn our layers back on now that we've colored this in. So this is a hollowing where it looks like the face is missing here. Put the face back here. There you go. Butterflies coming now out of the face, the hollowing of the face. This is what you want for your design to turn into me. So they look like they're coming out of a hollow head up into the face. That's what your goal is for this assignment. That these butterflies are coming out of the abyss of her cranium. All right. I'm just trying to fix some of these things here. There we go. I'm looking more for this here. All right. No, I don't like that. There we go. That's a bit better. And this one up here. Hokely dokely. Happy creating. Hopefully your design will look like this. Of course, I will show this to you in the classroom if you have any questions. If you feel the need to work on a little bit of color balancing, because you feel as though usually you can move a window around. For some reason, this window, there we go. You can work on some of your color balancing to try to make this look more realistic. So you see immediately when I change the red, push the cyan back to the negatives, you see it's a little more green because the green and blue are more present. When I push this color balance here, you see the face begins to lighten and the skin becomes more real. So then when you have this large color contrast effect, what you begin to have is a more naturalistic or more realistic photo. So it looks just like this is a human that has a separation from the actual face. All right, there we go. I wish around the edges here we could kind of darken some of the edges. We can do that. That's just me being pressed about this, but I haven't shown you guys how to change some of the settings on the inside of a photo using some of the I'll just do auto contrast because you can change some of the lights and darks in Photoshop differently the way that I'm changing this here. I don't see the option here to even do what I'm trying to do. Um, so what I can do, oh, here it is, here it is. Okay. So you can work with some of the curves and and if I go like this here, see I begin to change this immediately. And so this becomes more realistic here. So I'm pulling down some of the contrast. If you pull it up, this is what will happen. You see it gets lighter. So I just wanted some deeper tones. You can even change the beginning right over here. So the face starts to get lighter. And then you see what happens. When this lightens up like this, do you see more of this becoming more hollow? That's that like 3D effect because of lights and darks. When you have high contrast produces more depth. And I was looking for more of that in this photo because I don't want this to be flat and this to look 3D. I want them all to consist within each other where, oh, you have a 3D effect here for the body and you also have the 3D effect for the face as well. But when I do this, when I start changing these high contrast pieces here of color, I'm starting to notice that right in here has some areas that need to be removed. And this is a problem. I don't think I can remove them right here. There we go. So I can take this out. And it's here too under her lip, her chin. Here we go. All right. Okay. So, let me leave that alone. This is your design. Turn this in when you're done. If you have questions, you can always reach me. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.